We have some breaking news out of New York, folks, where Sean Diddy Combs was back in federal court today.
This was Combs' first appearance before the new judge assigned to his case, and he had his 3 new attorneys with him.
It's pretty interesting because I think, we have seen many photos, videos of Sean Combs, aka Diddy, through the Associated Press, through Instagram. And so to see him kind of in person after being in jail for 3 weeks now was pretty interesting, to say the least. And I say that by being that you would expect him to feel a little defeated, a little gaunt, anything like that. But it wasn't that case. He appeared confident. He stood tall.
They were back in court on Thursday in front of yet another new judge, Arun Subramanian. He's going to be the judge presiding over Combs' trial as of now. And by the way, it is now scheduled for May 2025, which we're going to talk about.
What were some of the key takeaways from today?
Hey, Michael and Ashley. The main takeaways we got today was now we have a tentative trial date, May 5th, 2025. This was something that Sean Combs' defense was very adamant about. They did not want to waive his speedy trial rights, and so they are proceeding on a path towards May 5th, 2025 trial date. Also heard from the government saying that their investigation continues and that they may actually file a superseding indictment. And you know what that means, more potential charges.
To the victims who have stepped forward, were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward.
Now, I got to call this out. There's no recording equipment allowed in New York's federal courthouses. There are no cameras. It is annoying. Trust me, I could talk all about this. But anyway, that's why we haven't seen video of Sean Combs in court or heard audio of him speaking to the judge. But we did have a correspondent in the courtroom.
Oh my gosh! Things just got real in the courtroom today. We're talking about a wild moment when a judge completely went off on Diddy for, get this, lying during a trial. I know, right? The iconic music mogul found himself in some serious hot water, and this judge was not having it. Now, before we dive in deeper than Diddy's legal troubles, this is all based on reports and court documents, so take it with a grain of salt, or maybe the whole shaker.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time. Whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizon, people get intimidated.
Even think of this, the minors at the time could potentially be adults now. So do they want to be involved in this investigation? Are they willing to speak out on their experiences? Because as an adult, now they can actually do that. But I think when you look at all of these freak-offs that occurred, there has to be a collection. And I read a lot of articles saying that he recorded these with multiple cell phones, with professional cameras. So I think the collections of the videos, when investigators dig through those, will tell the truth and reveal some of the proposed ages of these minors.
In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs.
Courtroom, the first thing that he looked at was his family. As soon as he saw his family, he just lit up. Another thing to note too is he wasn't shackled, but he was wearing a khaki prison-like jumpsuit when he appeared inside court, and his family appeared on their end very just happy to see him. Now, I will say when I was inside the courtroom, I was a little bit towards the back right side of the gallery, and so for seeing Sean Combs, I had to look through a few heads and stuff like that. But again, he appeared just kind of confident walking inside that courtroom, and it might have just been the look that his family was there. So let me kind of paint a picture for you as.
So here's the tea. Sean Diddy Combs is staying put in jail while he waits for his 3rd attempt at bail in his exploitation case. This bombshell was dropped on Friday, October 11th, when Circuit Judge William J. Nardini said nope to Combs' request for immediate release. It's like he's playing a game of get out of jail free, but the judge isn't playing along.
It's federal court. It's more formal. A lot of rules like no TV, no media in the courtroom. But having said that, who all was there? Who was watching? How did he react to his family? All of that.
Yes, I mean, this time, he had 2 rows of family there. And in this case, last time, at his bond hearings, his sons were present. This time, his daughters were present, as well as his mother. And there was just something a little more, he was excited, I guess, to see them.
Now let's break it down. Diddy's pleading not guilty to some pretty heavy charges. We're talking racketeering, conspiracy, and exploitation. The feds are saying he was running a years-long scheme involving the SA and exploitation of women. It's like he was running a shady business empire, but instead of selling records, he was selling, well, you get the picture.
He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
Now, they say they found those recordings of the freak-offs during the raids on his homes in Miami and here in LA.
Which opens up a whole Pandora's box.
Whether or not Diddy has things he can offer the government, people in this trade. And of course, he contends he's not guilty and he hasn't committed any crimes. But do you see that? Do you see there being people higher up in the food chain than Diddy that he could tell the government about or give information about?
There's always the possibility that Diddy is going to flip on others. You know, the question is, who could that be? It would really have to be someone very high up, Angela. I'm talking
3 weeks ago, at a bail hearing that was hotter than my morning coffee, a judge shut down the defense's offer of a $50 million bail. They wanted to put Diddy under house arrest at his Florida mansion with GPS monitoring and visitor restrictions. But Judge Andrew L. Carter Jr., who's since stepped down from the case, was like, nice try, but no dice. He said Diddy was a threat to the community and that no conditions could ensure he wouldn't mess with the investigation or endanger witnesses. It's like trying to put a fox in charge of the henhouse.
You know, there aren't a whole lot of people in the music business or in the movie business that are more famous and well-known than Diddy, but if he did identify many other people or all the other people who participated, that certainly would have some value for Diddy. Obviously, he's going to be their main target, but if there's other people that were participants, they too should be prosecuted.
Diddy's lawyers are not happy, honey. They're saying the judge bought into the government's exaggerated rhetoric and ordered Diddy detained for purely speculative reasons. They're arguing that Diddy's hardly a flight risk. I mean, he is a 54-year-old father of 7, a U.S. citizen, and one of the most recognizable people on Earth. It's not like he can just throw on a pair of sunglasses and disappear.
Real experience. It's always humbling. It's always interesting to see these stars in court. They humble themselves. You know, it's a way we're not used to seeing them. And so, especially not used to seeing, Sean Diddy Combs getting excited over seeing his family while he is dressed in a two-piece jail-issued outfit.
Now get this. The new judge, Arun Subramanian, set a trial date for May 5th. That's right, Diddy's going to have his day in court, whether he likes it or not. The judge also asked about Diddy's conditions at the MDC, a facility that's more notorious than my ex's dating history. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, who earlier tried to get his client transferred to a New Jersey jail because apparently one jail is better than another, told the judge they're making a go of the MDC.
I remember seeing a quote from Sean Diddy Combs that he said he never wore the same clothes twice.
Oh, and now every day,
now
same thing.
From his $48 million Miami mansion to hell on earth where chaos reigns. Just some of the words used to describe the Metropolitan Detention Center where Sean Diddy Combs is now being held without bail after pleading not guilty to and racketeering charges.
Is going to mandate that they are responsible for your well-being. They have to ensure the safety of your well-being.
But wait, there's more. Diddy's mama, Janice Small Combs, is not happy about all this. She released a statement through the family's lawyer saying she's devastated and profoundly saddened by the accusations against her son. She thinks it's all about people looking for a payday. But here's the kicker. She also admitted that her son might have made some mistakes and might not have been entirely truthful when denying SA claims made by his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. It's like she's trying to defend him and throw him under the bus at the same time.
I was up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
Now let's talk about the growing list of lawsuits against Diddy. It's longer than my Christmas wish list, y'all. We're talking 12 civil lawsuits for various allegations, including physical maltreatment and SA. It's like a who's who of the music industry, but make it scandalous.
Diddy and Aaron Hall back in 1991 took turns raping her. What you think about that?
Well, I think because the New York state law has made, just like there's no statute of limitation, a lot of people going to be coming out the woodwork charging these guys who did things like she said that they did way back when. Now, Cassie has already proved that Puff is capable of doing what this girl said.
One of the big names involved is Harve Pierre, the former president of Bad Boy Entertainment. In December 2023, a woman filed a lawsuit accusing Diddy, Pierre, and another man of exploiting and saying her as a group when she was 17 years old. The details are sickening, besties. She claims she met Pierre at a lounge in Michigan in 2003, and things went downhill from there.
How do you feel about him getting accused
of? Like I said, anything that has to do with those people have to prove that. But are they capable? Yeah, they're capable. Look at the atmosphere. They in the music industry. They in the music business. They set up those type of, they learn the tricks of the trade.
According to the lawsuit, Pierre allegedly contacted Combs, who convinced the underage girl to fly with him on a private jet to New Jersey. Once they landed, they were taken to Combs's recording studio in New York, where they allegedly gave her narcotics and alcohol. Then, according to the victim, Combs, Pierre, and another man essayed her as a group. It's like a nightmare come to life, y'all.
They see the bottles when they open them, and they trying to keep their eyes on because they don't want to get no kind of put in their system. But what they don't understand is in the orange juice and it's in the cranberry juice. They didn't put the pills and the stuff in there, the roofies.
But the list of people involved doesn't stop there. We've got Christina Coram, named as Combs's chief of staff, who's also listed as a co-defendant in a lawsuit filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Jones claims that Coram often arranged for illegal substances and adult workers for Combs and his guests. It's like she was running the shadiest concierge service ever.
When Rodney Little Rod Jones filed that lawsuit against Sean Combs and many others, Christina Coram was one of the people named as a defendant in the suit. And I want to be crystal clear. Sean Combs has vehemently denied these allegations. His attorney, Sean Hawley, has been quoted as saying they've tried to present evidence to Little Rod's attorney to disprove the claims, but they've been rebuffed. So that would make anything Lil Rod claimed about Christina Coram untrue as well in Combs's eyes.
And then there's Cuba Gooding Jr. Yes, that Cuba Gooding Jr.
In a scenario where dozens of women were accusing you of pleading guilty to forcible touching and settling lawsuits.
People feel that I'm accessible to them, so I come in contact with all kinds of people, from people who adore you, or people who are offended by you, people who feel you're aggressive. And you have to learn that as you walk on this path, you must stay neutral. When people interpret what's going on with you or what you're being exposed to, you have to make sure that you know your intention, and you have to be accountable for your own actions. And I have been.
The actor, who pleaded guilty in 2022 to forcibly touching a woman and settled a civil SA case in 2023, was mentioned in an update to Jones's lawsuit against Combs. Jones claims that Gooding Jr. fondled and groped him while they were on Combs's yacht. Gooding Jr. has denied the allegations, calling them ridiculous. It's like a twisted version of Show Me the Money, but nobody's laughing.
Well, how do you fully escape it, though? Like, your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
Cuba's faith is what has seen him through.
Diddy with Little Rod, with, all the stories that everybody's hearing about.
You mean in terms of what?
I mean, being raiding his house being raided.
I mean, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing I'd ever. And then, hey, how about me? I wake up in the morning, I turn on the stage show, and actor Cuba Gooding Jr. I was like, excuse me, pull me into this. I think whatever he's dealing with, he's on his journey, man. She at one point ran P. Diddy's publicity, right when he started doing the white party thing. Mm-hmm. He had just gotten freed from indictment, found not guilty.
But wait, there's more. Diddy's sons, Justin Dior Combs and Christian Combs, are also mentioned in Jones's lawsuit. The lawsuit claims that Jones saw both Combs and his son Justin soliciting adult workers and allowing underage girls into a listening party where the drinks of the women were tampered with. It also states that Jones witnessed Christian Combs intoxicating and essaying a woman. It's like a family business gone horribly wrong.
Diddy's 26-year-old son, Christian, who was handcuffed and questioned during the LA raid, also posted for the first time. He says, quote, "Stop with the caps," which is slang for...
The list just keeps growing, besties. We've got Devontae Swing from the R&B group Jodeci, Kid Cudi, and even Young Miami from the City Girls involved in various ways. It's like a twisted version of 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, but make it scandalous.
That he was gonna blow up Kid Cudi's car, and he wanted to make sure that Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. And around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in the driveway.
Yeah,
Do you know about
that.
this car blowing up?
I heard about that. I definitely heard about that. And I found it quite funny that the car actually did get blow up.
Now, let's talk about Diddy's history with alleged violence. It stretches back to the 1990s, y'all. After facing numerous lawsuits in recent months accusing him of SA and other offenses, Combs was formally charged on September 17th with exploitation by force, racketeering conspiracy, fraud, or coercion, and transporting someone for the rough trade. His attorney, Mark Agnafilo, called it an unjust prosecution and maintained that Combs is an innocent man with nothing to hide. But honey, with this much smoke, there's got to be a fire somewhere.
How the saying go? If they like it, then I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. This is Diddy and Young Miami on New Year's Eve on a yacht, baby. Let's look at these pictures. Love this green dress. It's giving a lot of money. Drone view.
Let's break down some of Combs' SA controversies over the years. It's like a timeline of terror, besties.
Obviously, you terminated Baby One because you loved him. How long after you guys started dating is when did the physical start?
The first time it ever happened, which was not even like that long into the relationship, during that time he was like giving me drinks, like alcohol, like giving me drinks to drink, and I was just like, I'm not comfortable. He was like, you're gonna get an abortion anyways.
In 2019, Combs' ex, Gina Huynh, shared her experience of physical maltreatment during their 5-year relationship. She described a painful incident where he stomped on her stomach, leaving her breathless, and said he also punched her in the back of the head. It's like a horror movie, but it's real life.
That girl Gina came out and said, come on, man, we going through this shit again. Gina said I was pregnant. He didn't want me to have a baby. He was kicking me and hitting me. I lost my child. Nobody came up and said nothing.
Then we've got Jane Doe suing for a 1991 SA and revenge situation. 5 days after Combs settled with Cassie's November lawsuit, a former Syracuse University student filed a lawsuit accusing him of SAing and recording her in 1991. The details are chilling, y'all.
Hello, everyone. Until further notice, I will not be performing at any gigs or anything like that. For security reasons, my family, friends, and everyone close to me just feels like there's a lot of potential threats, and everybody's just telling me what he's allegedly capable of, and it's very scary for myself, and it has me worried about my kids, and just sleeping with anxiety and different things like that. So just moving forward, just gonna pause on everything until we know that it's clear and safe for me to come back outside of work. I appreciate you all for your love and support, and everybody that knows me, etc. Thank you so much. Love.
But it doesn't stop there. On February 27th, producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones sued Combs for $30 million, alleging SA during the production of the Love album. The lawsuit also implicates Combs' son Justin, accusing him of bringing underage girls to parties where he allegedly intoxicated guests and recorded intimate acts without consent. It's like a family business gone horribly, horribly wrong.
Some of the hardest parts of this pain are the shame and the guilt I have experienced that plays a negative part in my day-to-day ability to function properly. Being blamed, questioned, and threatened has often made me feel worthless, isolated, and sometimes responsible for what happened to me.
And the latest bombshell? On September 24th, Thea Graves became the 11th person to sue, alleging that Combs intoxicated, bound, and essayed her at his recording studio in 2001. She also claimed that Combs's bodyguard, Joseph Sherman, essayed her during the incident. But here's the real kicker. Graves's lawsuit asserts that the men filmed the attack and shared the footage with some of Combs's friends. It's like a nightmare that just keeps getting worse. Y'all, this has been a sickening journey to say the least. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion, but each layer is more rotten than the last. We've got allegations spanning decades, involving some of the biggest names in the music industry. It's a web of lies, deceit, and alleged crimes that's so tangled, it makes a ball of Christmas lights look organized. From the courtroom drama with judges shutting down Diddy's bail requests, to the growing list of lawsuits and allegations, it's clear that this story is far from over. We've got everyone from Diddy's own sons to famous actors like Cuba Gooding Jr. involved in various ways. It's like a twisted game of who's who in Hollywood, but nobody wants to be on this list. What's particularly disturbing is the pattern we're seeing. From the alleged grooming of underage girls to the claims of drugging and essaying women, it's a horrifying picture of systemic abuse. And the fact that some of these allegations go back to the 1990s? It's a stark reminder of how long powerful people can potentially get away with terrible things. But here's the thing, besties. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about an entire system that allegedly allowed this behavior to continue for decades. It's about the people who might have known and said nothing, the institutions that might have turned a blind eye, and the victims who felt they had nowhere to turn. As we wait for the May 5th trial date, one thing's for sure. The music industry will never be the same after this. It's like we're watching the fall of an empire in real time, and the aftershocks are going to be felt for years to come. So, what do y'all think about all this? Is this the end of Diddy's empire? Will more victims come forward? And what does this mean for the music industry as a whole? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, besties. Remember, while we're here to spill the tea, these are serious allegations with real victims. It's important to approach this with sensitivity and remember that everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That's all for today, loves. We hope you absorbed a lot from this video. If you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell for more videos like this. Until next time, this is Hot Gossip serving you the hottest tea and the coldest truth. Stay fabulous, stay informed, and remember, in the world of celebrity gossip, the truth is often stranger than fiction. Bye.